You open a project management tool with good intentions because you're thinking, okay, this is the system. This is where everything finally gets organized. Your content calendar, launches, deadlines, team, your life. And at first, it looks promising. There's clean boards, there's pretty colors, statuses, automations, dashboards that make you feel like you've got your life together. But then reality shows up. Setup takes longer than expected, integrations don't behave the way you thought it would, and then someone complains about Google Sheets not really syncing. And your calendar doesn't import the way you need it to, and suddenly you're wondering if this tool is actually helping you or quietly asking you to rebuild your entire workflow just to make it happy. And you tell yourself, it's powerful, I just need more time with it. But then the real question becomes, should a tool this big require this much effort just to do the basics well? Well, that's what Monday.com claims to solve. Hey, it's Caitlin. Welcome back to GBRLIFE Reviews, where I test the tools, platforms, and systems so you don't waste your time, your money, or your energy. Just mine. Now, before we dive in, quick context. I'm constantly testing tools that promise organization, clarity, and control between corporate work, motherhood, running a business, strategic planning. To make all of that work, I don't need software that looks impressive. I need something that actually supports how chaotic my life is. So, the question of this specific review is Monday.com the all-in-one management systems that teams swear by? Or is it a powerful platform that demands more from you than it gives back? Well, let's get into it right after my quick intro while you like and subscribe, or skip ahead using the chapters. You know the deal.
Welcome to GBRLIFE. We'll talk big love, everything in the mix. So bring your bold, your bright, your home now, babe. This is GBRLIFE. Ooh, this is GBRLIFE.
So what is Monday? Well, it's a work management platform that's designed to help teams plan, track, and execute projects in one shared space. Don't worry, one person can use it as well. But instead of juggling spreadsheets, emails, chat threads, and task lists, Monday brings everything into visual boards so you can manage your task and owners, deadlines, timelines, status updates, workloads, automation, team communication, and multi-step processes. Basically, in normal person language, this is saying it's a visual control center for your work, and you are building boards that show what's happening and who owns what and what is actually moving forward. And they say that it's a good option for corporate teams, project managers, marketing teams, agencies, founders, operating teams. The promise is clarity and alignment without endless meetings. So let's talk and actually see the tool and what it does bring to the table. First of all, let's go into what I liked. This is the dashboard of Monday.com. And I can say right off the bat, the visual organization is pretty strong. These boards are clean and easy to scan, and you can see the progress, the blockers, and the deadlines pretty quickly. Plus, there's customization that is pretty flexible, and the accountability is built in. And it really is scaled for teams. But let me show you what I mean by that. So you can see right here, I have this specific main table. Within here, you have the owner, the status, your due date, priority notes, files, timeline. Within that as well, you can add in multiple different tables, if you will. They call it groups. Either way, I like to call it little tables. But then within there, I can add in the calendar view or more options for these views. The Kanban, the calendar, which you already saw, it's literally on it right now. The chart, the Gantt charts, docs, forms, and you can customize what you're looking at. It's already showing you how well this would work if you're trying to make this organized and clean and not have to sit there and figure out when is something due, are the files that you need attached to it, what priority level is this, what is the actual due date, which I like the due date and the timeline as well, because you can say, I'm going to work on it for this week, but it's going to be due the day after that. Due date right here. And what's your status? Are you working on it? Are you done? Are you stuck? And of course, you can edit everything. That's what's really nice about it. And now I said it's flexible. It is flexible. You can literally look at, if you're looking at this for a team, who on your team is working on this specific project. You can filter, column, condition, values. I mean, it works in a way that Excel would work, but in a lot of other ways as well that you would want or need. And then if you go inside, you can actually add more. So if I go over here and I explore more apps, there's more that you can look at and make it work for you. And it integrates with things like Miro. And if you continue on, you can still update with Excel. There's funnels, VLOOKUPs. This is a very powerful option to add in. Plus, you can actually check by your actual dashboard, but you're going to make that work for you. So this doesn't have to look like this. You can change up, add this or remove it. You have your inboxes, whatever you just went to. I did just create this, so it's asking me to continue along. I won't be uploading any photos. And then you have your work, your AI note taker, but you will have to upgrade to Pro in order to do that. I'm currently on a trial myself. And then you have Quick Search, Template Center, Autopilot Hub, and Recents. If I go to the Template Center, because I'm sure most of you are interested in that, you can see over here all of the different template options. These are not the same as your boards. This is actually helping you to project manage, if you will. So of course, there's an actual project management section, but what I mean by that is this is what you're going to utilize in order to help you actually control or really plan what you have in front of you in the way that works best for you. Because again, this is flexible. So it allows you to collaborate because it's made for teams. It allows you to customize because it has all of these different options within it. And it allows you to really make it work for you because it doesn't stop you within what you're doing. What do I mean by that? If I go back over to my workspace, which is right over here, your workspaces, so you can click here or dashboard and reporting, so I can see how things are progressing. I can add in from here a column to make it work for me. I can add in, again, groups to make it work for me. So it's flexible, but very customizable to what my needs are. Let me go back over here, for example. You can add numbers, timeline, dates, progress, mirror, text, and then you can have more columns. Really, what I'm trying to say here is the choices are plentiful. It almost feels like it's never ending, what you can actually do here. But this is not all sunshine and rainbows. So let's talk about the things I don't like. I already mentioned all the things you can do. And in some ways, it's too much because this isn't plug and play. This right here only took about 5 minutes to add in these specific boards, but reality is you have to think through structure, logic, columns, views, and future use. So if you get it wrong early, you're going to have to rebuild this entire thing later on. So it can feel like you're in a constant state of building this. I mean, there's so much within it. What are you integrating? What are you automating? I mean, there's that too. You can automate things, which is great, but that takes time to build and figure out. This isn't plug and play whatsoever, but the integrations also aren't as consistent, unfortunately. So for example, if I go over to apps, you can see that I have Google Sheets embedded. Within here, they do allow people to write reviews. And in the reviews for this, a lot of people said it did absolutely nothing. So why would you want something like this if it doesn't do anything for you? It gets very annoying to want to be able to use something and then at the end of the day you come in because it has all these options and you're like, okay, but this one isn't actually working for me. Okay, I can embed the link, and then they are going to charge you for some of these apps that you're embedding in addition to that. So it's like, this doesn't work and then you're trying to charge me extra because of it? I don't think so. Plus, the calendar planning is not friction free. In other words, you're trying to import or manage a long-term calendar, and it's probably going to feel frustrating because it's not really going to translate it exactly as you want it to. Let me show you what I mean. This right here is what I actually asked it to give me in order to determine what they wanted me to import to make it work with Monday. So this has nothing to do with what I would probably need, but now I have to figure out what the name would be, the company email, whatever, and kind of translate it into my world, right? The content name, the task would be maybe the type. I don't need emails, but maybe I can put the link. Either way, this isn't necessarily everything I want to need, and then it gets a little confusing, like where is this going to actually land within me adding it from here and then going back over to the main table or the calendar to see how it's going to actually work. And that's kind of the point here. Plus, it doesn't show up on your actual calendar unless you tell it what that timeline is. So, I mean, okay, that makes sense, but it's still kind of annoying because it's like I can't even like work on it unless I'm automatically adding in piece by piece within the actual main table. So that's kind of annoying too. Basically, the ecosystem inside here is idealistically beautiful. I mean, it has so much. Look at all of this productivity, AI powered. You can manage all of your board automations right here. You can create it cleanly right there. You can add new tasks. You can add in those different boards. You can add in more apps. It's almost endless. I mean, you go up here and there's even more with your feed, and you can get, some email in there within back and forth between your team. But realistically, all of this has to work perfectly in order for all of this to actually work. And what I mean by that is what Monday.com wants for everybody is for their ecosystem to fully work within its ecosystem. So you want to stay inside of it in totality. That's why they're bringing in the integration and automation. They want to bring it into their tool. And if it does that, it works good. It works really good. But it doesn't actually all work. So since that's not working, it can't all work perfectly together, and you end up frustrated. Now I'm sure you're wondering what all of this actually costs. And here we have the cost. We have for all of your plans, and this is also with 5 seats. Let's go down to 3 seats, and we are on the yearly, but it is 9, 12, 19, or enterprise. If we go over to monthly, those prices change to 12, 14, 24, again, or enterprise. And what are you getting for that? On basic, unlimited free views, items, 5 gigabytes of file storage, prioritized customer support, a dashboard based on one board, and trial AI credits. Standard, their most popular, is everything from here, but also your timeline and Gantt views, calendar, guest access, automations, but only 250 actions per month, integrations, create a dashboard that combines up to 5 boards, and trial AI. And then your Pro gives you all of that, but then you also get private boards, chart views, pretty much all of them, time tracking, formula columns, dependency column, your automations, 25,000 though, and your integrations. And then you can create a dashboard that combines up to 20 boards. And again, your enterprise. And that's basically the cost. So now that you know what all of that costs, let's ask the biggest question of all. Is it worth it? Monday.com is best for your structured teams, corporate environments, possibly your project managers, people who enjoy building systems, organizing, or just anyone willing to invest any setup time. But it may not be good for creators who plan in spreadsheets or solo users with flexible workflows, long-term planners who need easy calendar syncing, just anyone who needs a low-maintenance tool. Because its biggest strength is structure. Its biggest weakness is friction. And it's basically making it only worth it for someone who works best in the Monday environment, like I mentioned when we were talking about the cons. The setup, the Monday universe. you have to be in it entirely. And I don't really like that. And because of all of that, I'm giving Monday.com a GBRLIFE rating. I know you know it's not going to be super high this time, a 3 out of 5. Look, Monday.com isn't bad. It's not bad at all. It's very capable. It's powerful and it's well designed. But it does ask a lot from the user. And that's why it's earning a 3, because it's providing a strong visual organization, it's supporting complex workflows, and it improves accountability because you know exactly who owns that specific task or that specific file or anything you're doing in there at all. But the setup time is intensive and integrations are not reliable. And the spreadsheet workflows don't translate smoothly. And a lot of people use Excel in order to plan, in order to import. And basically, long-term planning feels harder than it should be. 3 stars does not mean failure. It means it works best for a very specific type of user. And I feel like everyone should know that. So if you already live in spreadsheets and want flexibility, Monday may feel more restrictive than freeing. But I want to hear from you. Do you prefer tools that adapt to your workflow, or are you okay adapting to the tool? Drop your thoughts below. And that's it for this week's review. If you want more honest, no fluff breakdowns, check out GBRLIFE Reviews playlist, like my review from last week on Reclaim AI. Is it the better planning tool you've been looking for? Find out when you watch the next one on the playlist. And don't forget, with all of my content on GBRLIFE.com and my fabulous Mama Koala clothing line, you don't have to be without GBRLIFE in your life. Now go watch another review, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!